Athina Hendricken Oberlander. I think I pronounced that correctly, actually. Was wondering if we could tell her daddy that she loves him. I think you just did that. I think you pointed that out in the post on Facebook. The law of unintended consequence, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called that. But nevertheless, and I wanted to tell him happy birthday as well, from I think it was a few days ago now, from her and her daughter. Is it Savannah? Or Savannah? I can't quite. I can soon find out how it may be pronounced by just pressing that button. Savannah. Yes, it's the. I use the screen reader to sometimes check pronunciations. If I get it wrong, I can blame that instead. It's also handy for proofreading as well. And also to well, just wondered if he can also help and guide her way at the moment as well. So her father's name is John, which is important. We know the name because then we know who we're talking to, don't we? So I think for that then, Athena, we'll ask John to join us right now and see what he's got to say. First of all, I think what I'll do, I'll just have radio on charge here earlier on, so I'll just pop that over there, and then now we've just got a bit more room to work, a bit of space there, respectfully, just to work while we're just having a word with John. I'll use these mediumship cards here. Each card has a pre-written sentence on it, and as we shuffle them, John's spirit will manipulate them and then place the sentences in different orders, or mix them up and place them in the order that he wants to convey the message that he would like to give you there. So what we'll do while we're shuffling them, we just simply say, Spirit of John, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, John, through these cards and move among us. Spirit of John, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, John, through these cards and move among us. Spirit of John, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, John, through these cards and move among us. Blessed be to John and all absent friends. We just cut the deck like so, and then we'll just move things just to the side, not too far, just enough just so you can see them there. Maybe actually, I think we'll just move them up a bit there, just so they're in view. And then we'll deal here. I normally initially deal 3 cards. I suppose that's because of how I perceive beginning, middle and end of message. Not so much past, present and future, but I suppose it works in a similar sort of way, doesn't it? Beginning, middle and end of a scenario when we're reading the tarot cards or whatever. And it's a similar sort of thing. It's just how I understand it, because my brain doesn't work anything beyond well. But laughing and joking apart, there, we now know where the deck split. When we cut the deck, where that split is where it is at its most energetic point. So effectively, the centre is on the top, isn't it? And with that, that's where John's spirit will have joined us. So, of course, John is with us now, aren't you, John? And for that, I just want to thank you, John, for your presence. I want to thank you for your time, I want to thank you for your energy, and I want to thank you for your love for the message that you are bringing for your daughter there, Athena. So let's see what we're going to find here. I'll just pull out the first card, and this will be, I suppose, the first thing that John wants to say to you, really. So we'll just flip the card nice and slowly, not to disturb its energy or anything like that. And he's just flip it there, and notice there we've got the hands holding the jigsaw, piece of a jigsaw puzzle there. It's all a puzzle, isn't it? But he's just sort of implying that although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason, and that's really what he's saying there. Although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. Although you may not understand why I'm not there, and why we can't have a laugh like we used to do, or why I can't, we can't be there as a family anymore. Although you may not understand that, nevertheless, it's all happening for a reason. And I suppose that in the grand scheme of things we'll learn what that reason is, won't we, John? But I want to just pull the next card. I want to just move straight onto the next one to see what the next thing is. And I suppose in addition to what's already just been said, we'll just flip that card over, and he's saying, but nevertheless, as if he's saying, but nevertheless, I'm standing right next to you. Although you may not understand, it now, everything works together for a reason. I'm standing right next to you, Athena. I'm standing right next to you, and our daughter. And I suppose that's what's most important, isn't it? I'm standing right next to you and Savannah there, and that's, I suppose, what's most important. Although you can't see me, I'm there. It's just I'm not there in the flesh. I'm just not there in the physical. But because I'm not there in the physical doesn't mean I'm not there. It just means I'm not there in the physical. That's all it means. It isn't rocket science, really, is it, John? I suppose to some degree, and that's the main thing. So, if you want to tell me that you love me, you tell me. You don't need to ask somebody else to do it, because you can do it yourself. You're big enough and ugly enough, as if you sort of start implying that, you can do it yourself, so you do it. I want to just move on to the next card to see what else there is here. Well, this is an interesting one. He's using that one. He's saying that you are never alone. Notice how the word "never" is in italics, as if he's saying you are never alone. Although you may not understand it now, everything works together for a reason. I'm standing right next to you. You are never alone. I think that's sort of stating the obvious, isn't it, really? If you're standing right next to them there, John, they're never alone, then but sometimes some people have to have it drummed into them, don't they? It's sad, but it's just the way it is. I suppose it's that not unable to accept or unable to cope. Well, an ability to cope, but certainly we're not there to get over it, are we? We're just there to cope. Literally, we're there to learn to cope, and as we learn to cope, then of course we can do that, knowing that they're not gone completely, just gone in the flesh, and they're just not there physically to hold anymore or whatever. But it doesn't mean they're not there. And that's what it is, isn't it, John? It's just, but you're never alone. Notice how I always tend to focus on the lighthouse there. I don't know if you can just, if I just hold that up there, you can just see, a lighthouse. And it's as if it's saying that although you might not be able to see the detail on stormy days or whatever, stormy days, stormy nights, when things aren't that good, I suppose, although you can't see the detail of the lighthouse, you can't see the windows or the framework where the light is or whatever, or the detail of the rock that it stands on, nevertheless you can see the light through the fog. And that's what it's about, isn't it? It's there when you can't see. The lighthouse is there for when you can't see it. You know, strangely enough, just to say that you're never alone, that I'm still here. Although you can't see me as a lighthouse, nevertheless you can see my light. And that's what he wants to say to you there, really, isn't it, John? That's what you want to say. Although you can't see me, I want to know you can see my light. And that light shines in you, because remember, our daughter is us, and she is that light. And I want you to, as if he's saying that, I don't know why, it's just if he's saying that. Isn't that profound, I suppose, really? And I want you to be there for her, because when you were there for her, it means I'm there with you. Because you're never alone. I'm standing right next to you. And you know I'm there because you can sense my presence now, as this is, I suppose, as this video is rolling now. Because I'm beyond time and space, I can be there now as you're watching the video, when the person making it's long gone and fast asleep, or gone to shops or wherever. That reminds me, I've got to order some more stuff off the internet again for doing my shopping, because I'm too idle to go out. I'll have to do some more walking. It's no good, you know, John. I'll have to get some exercise. It's no good. I'll set my lottery ticket to see if I've won anything, and if I have, I can pay somebody to do it. But that doesn't get me out, does it? But laughing and joking apart, I don't know if he had that sort of sense of humour, but I'm sure we all have a sense of humour to some degree. I sort of sense as though there's another card wanting to come out, as if he wants to say one final thing here. I don't know why. I said initially I draw three cards, beginning, middle and end, but of course sometimes the odd one or two want to sort of show the face, and I just get a feeling as though he just want to pull this extra one, as if, I don't know if it's more important, or it's an overview, or I don't know what type of thing he's saying. Oh, look, it's just that one where the back is, or the front is the same as the back, look. The Stairway to Heaven. He's just saying, you have nothing to feel guilty about, Athena. You've nothing to feel guilty about. Don't feel guilty about when people say you should learn to get over it or whatever. You just say, I don't want to get over it, I just want to cope. Don't feel guilty about when people say, well, if you'd have done this, you'd have done that, it probably wouldn't have happened, or well, ignore them. There are people who will pass the buck and try and blame you. I don't know why I'm sort of thinking that, because but it's like when, I suppose, when kids turn out bad news and they mix in bad company and we don't know they're doing it or whatever, they blame the parents, don't they? They blame the parents. It's the parents to blame, and it's the kids to blame for mixing in bad company and all that. And he's saying a similar thing there. You've got nothing to feel guilty about. It's not your fault what happened. Just remember that you're never alone. And I'm standing right next to you. It works a bit like a little double whammy, but it sort of worked where because of the misfortune, I'm now there probably more than I'll ever be. than I ever was before, and that's and I feel as though he's fading now, and he's wanting to not wanting to go, but certainly that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to push all the cards together there, just to make like a neat pile, I suppose you could say, and then we'll just place them just like that, just nice and neatly there. And then I want you just to say that love is the law, love is the bond. Merry did we meet, merry do we part. And John, merry may we meet again. I want to just place the cards on top there, as if to lay them to rest, and then we just place that, and we just say thank you for the message, John, and thank you for joining us, and it was a privilege to have shared with you, really, I suppose, an intimate, just an intimate moment for a moment. But until the next time, blessed be to John and all absent friends. And I'll leave John's love with you there, Athena, and until next time. I suppose if we want to close the setting and you don't feel as though it's maybe closed properly, maybe you could just close your eyes and imagine a door wide open, and then with a bright light shining through it, the door closes on that light and the light gradually fades out, and then when the door is completely closed, the light is out completely, and then you can open your eyes and return back to this dark, cruel, harsh world that I suppose we must all draw our breath in pain to tell our own story and tell the occurrence which are more and less which are solicited. The rest is silence. I'll leave John's love with you now, Athena.